What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real Build. I'm your host, Bill Reiman, your broker builder. And today I got a very special guest, the president of the CBIA, Tatiana Gust. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
It's great to have you. Also want to highlight that you're the owner of Elite Permits. So want to touch on that. But also, we're going to get into the CBIA. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of things that you're doing, so I'm excited about it. But before we get started, you guys know the routine. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go on YouTube, check out all past episodes of the show. There's a lot on there. Also, it's on every podcast platform, so go listen there. And that, with that being said, Jay, kick it off. The Real Build is about building better culture, leaders, visionaries, community to better serve the client. I'm your host, Bill Reiman, your broker builder, and I'm here to showcase real business owners building companies with integrity, trust, and a commitment to making a positive impact. Join us as we explore their stories, insights, and strategies for success. With that being said, welcome to The Real Build. All right, so I always like to get started with every guest just talking about you. Obviously, 20 years now in the construction business now. So let's talk about Tatiana. Who are you? How'd you get into construction?
All right. So about me a little bit. I not a lot of people knows, but I am an engineer by education.
Okay,
So I studied construction
good for you.
engineer, and I'm from a different country. So when I came over to this country, I barely spoke English. I had to learn all the different system, the metrics from metric to the English system. And then I end up working for the local building department by chance. I just end up working for the local building department. And there I learned the building codes. I didn't know much about the building codes, but I learned them and I fell in love with it. So I worked there for a few years and then I became the manager for the building department. And then I saw, okay, there's an opportunity that I can do kind of the same, but on the outside to help people with their permits. So that's a little bit of me and how I ended up in construction. I love construction. My parents did not want me to go in construction because they say a girl should not, my mom especially, should not be in the construction field. But against all the odds, I show her that I can do as good as anybody else.
And going off of that, though, too, I mean, there's a lot of women in construction now, too, and leaders, women that are leaders in the construction industry as well. So I'm glad you defied the odds there, too. What made you, though, like choose construction as a little kid? Were you kind of into it, or what made you kind of choose the engineering path?
I didn't realize it was construction, but I love building Legos. I love the
I
Legos
was the
being
same.
little. And then I love seeing the houses and how they were put together when they were new, or you go see a brand new home. And then I grew up in a city in Santiago, Chile, and it's like New York. To me, it's just like New York. Every time I go to New York, I feel home. And so I could see these big high-risers coming up, and I'm like, oh, how are they building it? And then I will see them finished. It's just fascinated me. And actually, I went for engineering school, but I started in chemical engineering. And I said, no, I can't do this. I need to go to the construction engineering. And I switched and studied construction engineering.
I love that. So let's fast forward now. So then you started your company, the Elite Permits, and from there you now are the CBIA president. So talk about that journey there a little bit more.
All right. I got to get involved at the CBIA while I was in the building department. And the group came to our offices, always bringing conversations, always doing advocacy for the builders. And so I get to know them. There was a different executive officer at that time, Kathy Curatolo, and I always felt very comfortable working with them, listening to their issues, and working collaboratively with each other, like working together. And so that was my first encounter. And then when I wanted my own, it was no brainer. Like, I have to become part of this association. And being working in government, I kind of stayed around the government affairs because I wanted to maintain that communication with the government and make sure that I make it better, not just for me, but for everybody else.
So going into the CBIA now, Collier Building Industry Association, for those that are listening, talk a little bit about it for the people that are out there listening to this. Like, what is it? What do you guys do? What's the intention of the CBIA for the contractor out there that doesn't know?
All right. So CBIA is open for actually builders and the associates that work with builders. Any trades, any insurance agency, any person that is part of this construction process. And they have three fundamental pillars, okay? They call it, one is advocacy, which is where we communicate with the local government, state government, different branches of what we can do for the builders and its associates. The next one is education. So they have a big focus on educating the builders, making connections, making sure that we are up to date with not only regulations, but with new products, all different kind of things that it help the builders move forward. And the third pillar is philanthropy. So we have a foundation that we support and we encourage, and we're trying to build actually stock development is one of our members, and they are the main supporters of the Florida Gulf Coast construction management program, which was an initiative. Not, I wouldn't say it's a CBIA initiative, but CBIA was present. We support those kids, and we want to bring construction education to our area and be part of the process.
Those pillars, and I was actually going to ask you about each one individually too, like because I know I watched one of your videos and you talked about advocacy, education, relationships, and philanthropy too, or those are kind of that core of the CBIA. So as far as how does the CBIA, let's start with the first one, how do they advocate for builders, subcontractors, and businesses in the industry?
So the advocacy part is, I've been in the CBI I've been in business 13 years, probably the 12, 13 years I've been with them. And I was only focused on the local level. I was not paying attention too much to the state or national. But as I got involved in the CBI, other members keep talking to me and letting me know, okay, well, this is what we do in the state level, or this is where we go to the national level. Why don't you come? And as you participate, then I will speak up, and then the people will ask me questions, and then I speak up next time. And I got really, really involved, and I can see that anybody that is willing to share the knowledge or bring topics that are subject for anybody in the industry can bring it to the attention of other people, and like, hey, am I alone in this, or are we all going through this? And it's, no, we're all going through this. And as a team, we can make a difference. I see the difference that a single person can do in the long term. It takes time. It's not something that you're going to do from one day to the next one. It takes time. But if you get involved, people listen to you, they ask your opinion, and they make a difference. And it's like it's a 3-in-1. It's the local level, state level under the Florida Home Builders Association, and the NAHB gets the National Association. So it's a 3-in-1.
I like that too, like having a group of people like-minded get involved and kind of talk about ideas, topics that we all struggle with in the industry too, right? And coming up with solutions to those problems as well. And I think the CBIA does a really good job with that. I know you guys have roundtables, stuff like that too, for builders to kind of go to and talk about their problems. I think it's just a good network of people too. The people, let's talk about like, the builders that are hesitant to join the CBIA. They don't see the purpose of it. What would you say to somebody like that, and what value could you give to them to make them join?
So the idea is like if you join and you're looking for business, it's not like it's just gonna happen that okay, I
Yeah.
join, I'm gonna get business. No, it's the connections that you make. Is that we encourage everybody. We encourage to do business with another member. So if like I do permitting, I get asked all the time, "Hey, I don't have a plumber and electrician." So what I
Use
grab, we do have a little book that
yeah.
is updated every year, and it has a list of all the members. And so we pick up the book, and I'm vouching for those people. It's like I tell my clients, I have not done business if I haven't done business with this person, but this person is a member of the CBIA. We stand behind them as a big group, and we are a member doing business with other members.
Going into that a little bit too, what popped in my head is how do you vet those members though, right? You know, and you and I kind of talked before the show, like construction, there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad. I mean, I've talked about it a million times on the show. It's the people that chase the money rather than chase the client satisfaction.
Right.
But there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good people in the CBIA. There's a lot of people that mean well. How do you guys kind of vet that to where it's like you're not giving a book full, you know, not full, but of a few people that shouldn't, you know, could be a red flag?
I think that's an awesome question because I struggled with that at the beginning. Like, I don't know these people. I
Yeah.
don't want to recommend them. But the more I go to the events to, I mean, fundraisers or any event, and I get to connect with people, if I get to see them more than once, I start making the connection. And then when I look at my book, I go, oh, I remember this person. Or I remember that other person. And you start communicating. You see them regularly. The ones that are not doing good, they don't stick for a long term. So that's what I say. It's not a overnight thing. It will take time. So if you're 1 year and you haven't seen the benefits, stick around because the more you participate, the more you connect. Volunteer. I'm a big believer. The more you give, the more you receive.
Yeah.
So just give a little bit of your time, give a little bit of your knowledge, and volunteer to do something. And it's so rewarding. We have so many events. We have the Christmas Toy for Tots. I mean, anything that may resonate with you. We have bowling, we have pickleball, we have
Golf.
barbecue, golf, clay shoot. So there is at least one event that you may connect. And if you just volunteer, you're going to meet all those volunteers, make connections, and then get to know each other. It's just whatever you give is going to multiply and get back to you.
You're spot on with that. The more you give, the more you receive. And I think people, their intention going into groups and things is they want to take, you know, it's like, what am I going to get out of this?
Correct.
And if you go into something with that mentality, you're more than likely not going to get anything out of it because you're there to try and take. Versus your mentality with it and the CBIAs is like, how can we give? How can we help each other? How can, you know, I support this person too? How can we educate? How can we serve the community too?
Exactly. It is a service. It's and you can tell even at the bigger the association, the easier to spot that is.
Yeah.
But we see it in the other levels. Like you can tell exactly who is there to serve and some not too much.
Yeah.
And you can see the ones that serve. Those are the ones that get pushed forward.
Yeah.
And I see business just like being involved and being giving. It just brings back benefits.
I think it runs full circle of what you said earlier, though. Too, it's like you're going to know the people that aren't good for the organization, that aren't good to recommend, are going to leave eventually. And that right there stood out to me too, because I mean it is true, because they're there to take, they're there to kind of like, hey, I'm a subcontractor, I can do your electrician or whatever, and if that builder's like, no, I'm good, I found somebody else in here that's been here for a while or whatever, and then that guy, it is
a
full circle.
Yes, I agree. And I've even seen it in my own business. People that try to, a lot of, I work with a lot of building departments, and I have a few that believe that everybody's trying to cheat.
Yeah.
And that's not the experience that I have. I have the other experience that most people is trying to do the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a few bad apples, like in any arena. I mean, lawyers, doctors, anywhere, and therefore, when I had those type of people come and like do business with me, if I don't catch it at the beginning, I catch it in the middle, and it's like, look, we're not good for each other. So it may work one time, and it's not gonna go forward. It just doesn't. It just
It's usually
doesn't work.
how it works
Yeah.
out. I wanted to talk to you too, like to keep going on kind of those values of the CBIA, the education side. You touched on, the future, right? And helping the future. Like I remember when I've grown up down here, and I remember I went to Lely High School, and they had a construction program there. Now it's
Mhm.
no longer there. And I think a lot of high schools eliminated that too. And I think it is something, I mean, I see reasons why parents probably were like, I don't want my kid shooting a nail through his hand or something. But also I see the benefits of it coming out of, being young, being in high school. I mean, some people don't go to college, right? They come right out and they want to work and they want to get into the trades, but there's really no path for them. So talk about that a little bit more, that education side.
I'm glad that you brought that up because I've forgotten about it. We do have the philanthropy side, and we do scholarship, and we encourage groups or kids or students to look into the trades, to look for alternatives to the 4-year college degrees that sometimes the experience that you get in the field is its equivalent as
Agreed.
education. And sometimes by that experience, you're earning knowledge also while you're earning money. While in college, you are paying, so you're getting into debt. And so it's a balance that you may have there. And if you look at the trades, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, they can make a really good living. I mean, if you look around, they can. I have my kids. One of them goes to Lately, actually, and I always tell them like, look, you don't have to go to college. Me going, being a college person, I always thought, no, my kid's gonna go to college. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I realized, no, that's not the future.
Yeah.
The future is, where is the help needed? You should take advantage of how to get there. We do have the philanthropy that we give scholarship to kids in the construction trades. Doesn't need to be a college degree. It could be an apprenticeship. We also have a board and the CBIA that you can post a job for either internship or to have somebody work with you and learn the skills. We also have what is it called? Stock development actually does support this. Is Shadow Day.
Oh,
So we
nice.
bring the high schoolers to see the different steps in the construction and kind of get a little bit more hands-on experience. And the idea is that we encourage kids to learn about construction, to see the alternatives that they are there for them. And I encourage any business owner out there that may be able to bring a kid for a summer. Some of I have 2 teenagers, and it would have. I had my oldest one in my company for a few years. He doesn't want to be in construction, but encourage those business owners, bring those kids for the summer, teach them, show them what the alternative is, because we may get some of them interested in what they can learn and what they can get out of it.
I love what you said too. The future is where the opportunity is needed, and I believe that strongly. Like I went to college, I graduated college, but a lot of the knowledge that I've had in the construction field did not come from college. Actually, a lot of the knowledge that I have running a business did not come from college either. It was firsthand experience. It was failure. It was doing things and having to learn things through the process. Actually is why I am where I am today. And also my dad too, and kind of putting me through it, as a laborer, and and being involved in actually swinging a hammer too. Those going into what you said though, like I think that is kind of pushing towards the future where with AI in a world where AI is taking over a lot of things, there's still, I mean, there might be in the future, who knows, robots not swinging hammers. There's still people building homes, buildings, all these the trades are needed. So I think there's more of a push for blue collar than there ever has, or a need, I should say, for good blue collar than there ever has been before.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I mean, it's changing so fast, and I believe that those are the areas that are gonna be touched later in the speed of the AI at the moment. But I agree with you. If I know what I know now, right before going to college, I don't know if I would have gone to college.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, I completely agree. My experience came from the field. It came from being in the ground, boots in the ground, going through the process, going through the failures. Oh my goodness, everybody sees, oh, you have done so much. You haven't seen all the bruises that I got on the way getting here. But yeah, that's how it is.
And that's why you are where you are today, right? So, and your son too, touching on that, I can relate. I mean, he might come back. You never know, because I always say it was a love-hate for me too, because like being a laborer for as long as I was for my dad in the hot sun digging ditches, I hated construction.
Oh, you did.
So now I love it, and running the business, and it took my brother and I a while to get to where we are, and we're grateful for that too, because our dad never just handed us stuff. He kind of put us through it, but we learned a lot, and it gave us a lot of respect for the business too, and going into that learning element of it too. Like, I'm a big believer in that, like firsthand experience, and that's why I brought it up. Like, I remember being at Laley and being in a construction class and learning things there too, and then going to work with my dad and applying it there. And it kind of, because I heard, with high schools and stuff, how they kind of eliminated those programs too. But part of me hopes eventually they do bring them back, because I think it's a necessity.
I did not realize that Laley had that program.
Yeah.
I do know that Lorenzo Walker had.
They
have some programs for like different skill, more into the workforce, getting the kids ready for the workforce right away after high school. But that school is also going away.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the right choice.
No.
I think there should be some type of options for the kids to test, because coming out of high school, I did not know. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, to be honest with you, but I knew what I liked. Wasn't sure where to go, but I found my way.
Yeah. No, it was at Laley. It was actually really cool because we built a whole habitat house too. That was one of the things we did in construction tech class, and which was crazy to think about. That house is still there too. So, a bunch of kids building it. Shocked, a few hurricanes later, she's still standing. So we must have done it right.
Good job.
Yeah. So, but it was just something like I've always thought of why it went away and the importance of it too. And like these schools going away too, like Lorenzo Walker and stuff like that, these trade schools, and even like with auto mechanics, stuff like that. It's just kind of sad that stuff's kind of going away. Yeah. Don't really know. I think there needs to be more of a push. I'm glad to hear like stock development did something with FGCU. Yeah. That's a huge thing. Plus the scholarship side of things is very important too for kids. And then the shadowing too.
Yeah.
There's a foundation that I actually went to an event, the Mockley Foundation. They actually bring kids to construction projects too, which was really cool as well.
I did a panel of 5 females in construction, and we went to the Immokalee High School to show other young ladies that yes, women can be in construction, and just encourage some of them.
We got a lot of women that work for us, so they definitely can, and they're best employees you can have too, as far as the team members you can have as well. So let's talk about. I wanted to say Like you talked about in a video, the CBIA is a group of 600 builders working towards the same goal. What is that goal?
And to be a voice for the contractors, to just bring the whole building association together, to grow together, to be able to make a difference, to do a good job, to just be the representatives of the construction industry.
And I think that goes into the relationship side of kind of those overall values that CBI brings to is, and I'm a big advocate of, doing better, being and setting the example, setting the standard, right? Us as a company too, we talked about it. We have the Reiman standard, and we kind of like we're always in team meetings of how can we build better? How can we do things that the client doesn't see that is going to make the house stand the test of time, not pull things away to cut costs and save money or make more money. It's the conversations are always, we can add this because this is going to benefit this later. We can add that because that's going to help with this later, stabilize the foundation later, or do this. So that right there is very important to me too.
We find out that for the most part, most of the builders wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes they come the regulation. They don't mind the regulation. They wanted to do it right to make sure the house doesn't get damaged in a hurricane, as we've seen that it has improved. But sometimes those regulations, the way they're implemented, not giving you notice, not giving you enough time, or no rhyme reason, that's where sometimes the contractor gets frustrated, and that's where we exist in there to be that connection. Okay, let's connect with our government, let's connect with our regulators. What can we do better? How we can improve in this communication? Okay, the regulation's coming, not a problem. Let's give us time to adjust. You have projects going under construction. You can't tell me I have to do this differently today. So it's that communication, that advocacy for the construction community to make sure, okay, yes, we are going to do what is the right thing. Just work with us, inform us, let's communicate, let's talk to each other, make sure we work together to accomplish the same goal.
And having a group like we've talked about too, this whole show is so crucial. Just having like-minded people helping each other to get past and get to a certain goal is huge as well. One thing I wanted to touch on just to kind of wrap things up with you is like the 2026, I think you said 2026 is all about growth. Growth in membership, growth in opportunity, and growth in leadership, which I love. So talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So our CBIA is about 550 members. We are trying to get to a 600 goal members. And the idea is just we keep growing together as a group, bringing not just the associated that is already in business, but also encouraging the younger professionals to see opportunities in this type of environment and this type of work. So we have the young professionals group within the CBIA. So they have cool. different activities, different connections. So to connect them and start building from the young generation as well. The other thing that we are doing this year is actually we started a chapter, Women in Construction.
Nice.
Women Who Build, and we had an excellent event last year. It was just last minute. We weren't sure how many people was gonna show up, and all of a sudden we have like 100 people, mostly female. And then we say, okay, let's get together some monies for other females to come into the construction industry. And I mean, people was just donating money, throwing money
awesome.
away. It was fantastic. So that's what we're saying. We want to grow as a group, bring the young generation, bring more female in construction, bring those builders. We have a lot of other associations. We were talking yesterday. It's 23 associations in the state of Florida, like ours. We're number 5 by its member. We're about 500. A couple of the big ones are like 1,500. But out of those 1,500 members, it's about only 200 and something builders. We have almost 200 builders in
Wow.
an association of 550. So it's like we care about our builders.
Yeah.
It's just not the associates that come. We want the builders here.
Yeah.
We want to encourage everybody to participate.
It's a lot of builders, a lot of competition for me.
Actually, we had a meeting about 2 weeks ago with just builders.
Yeah.
It's just we did a breakfast just to bring builders. Let's talk about it. What are you experiencing? What is your struggles? Is it labor? Is it this? And then it was interesting to see the communication and the interaction between each other. And they were telling each other, one was younger, was just starting, and the older ones were advising that young contract,
That's
like,
cool.
hey, you do this, you do that. That's the way that I think in general the knowledge has to pass around from older generations to the younger. And it was very interesting, very encouraging, and we want to do more of that. Allow our builders, even though we are competition, we all are in the same industry. And how can you move industry forward unless you work together?
Yeah, I love that because I'm a big believer in that too. I'm a big believer in sharing, like how we do things. I mean, I have 300 and something episodes of this podcast. You can figure out what RK Reiman Construction's doing. So, and it's more to help the industry too. And I think there is a lot of people out there that are willing to share and help. And like I think the younger generation too, they kind of come into it and they're intimidated and they're like, there's no way I'm going to get help from anybody. But in reality, there is a lot of people that would mentor and help, and they enjoy doing it too, because maybe they don't have somebody else to pass the business on to, or or they just want to help in general. So
yeah, I've been in business for 13 years, and along the way I did feel, at the beginning mostly, I felt very alone as a business owner. And then I realized, okay, I have this group of people that I can count. And now I go to the Florida, to the state legislation, and I feel like family, like, oh, I haven't seen you. We talk to each other, and then we talk business. We talk about construction, but I also have, we have attorneys, we have insurance agency, mortgage people. Hey, I have this issue. Can you help me? Oh, yeah, you should do this and that. So it's really, really a big connection, a big, I don't know what the word is escaping at this time.
Community.
It's a big community that is just support each other.
Yeah, I love it. And this has been awesome. So, I mean, I definitely want to be more involved too with what you guys are doing, because, I mean, we've been members for, I don't even know, 20 years now as a company, probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if I had to guess, but it's been a long time. But appreciate everything you're doing. I see, the growth. I see, I just loved it when I kind of looked into you in the background of what you're doing. I think it's going to be a great year for the CBIA. So appreciate you and your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, and I'm so glad to be part of this.
Yeah, and if we'll tag your business to Elite Permits. Obviously, that's the main business, so we got to tag that. Although you are doing a lot as president of the CBIA. So, but with that being said, you guys know the routine: like, share, comment, subscribe. Like this one, and if you missed it live, rewatch it on YouTube. We will see you guys on the next episode. The Real Build is about building better culture, leaders, visionaries, community to better serve the client. I'm your host, Bill Reiman, your broker builder, and I'm here to showcase real business owners building companies with integrity, trust, and a commitment to making a positive impact. Join us as we explore their stories, insights, and strategies for success. With that being said, welcome to The Real Build.